to the show. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
So, so for those of you who are listening, this is actually our second pass of this because the software just completely hiccuped. So that's why we're cracking up, is because we've done all this before. So Kiva, go ahead and tell everybody about what it is that you do.
Okay, so my name is Keva, and I have a company by the name of Lady Partique. It's a women's online boutique at the moment, women's clothing. It's going to be an art and fashion mobile boutique that I'm currently building. It's taken a while, but I am definitely continuing this journey to the end, regardless of what happens. And then eventually I have a brick and mortar location, but I'm going to also have my trucks. So I'm going to have both. So that's what I do now. And I'm also a teacher until I can make this dream come
Yes,
true.
so what do you teach?
I teach art to high school students.
Okay, fantastic. So for this particular thing, for presenting and speaking, public speaking isn't really a problem because you're already a teacher. So this is more tips and tricks around possibly doing a live. Yes?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So let me ask you the $1 million question. How are you at taking selfies?
I have that same pose every time with the head tilt and the neck looking forward with a side profile type of look. I have that. Typical, but not a straightforward, kind of a old school Hollywood glam type of doughy
Oh, that
eyed.
sounds Oh, doughy-eyed? Oh, that sounds good. I need to see that. You're gonna need to send me a photo when this is done because
I
that
have
sounds
one. I'm
really good.
I'm gonna send one to you.
That's excellent. So the reason I ask is because I was at a conference and I met a woman who is amazingly good at selfies, which I am historically not. And so I was taking pictures of myself and I was holding my phone essentially straight arm out right in front of my face. And I've never liked how those looked. And when I was taking a picture with her, she goes, "Could I give you a little guidance?" And I said, "Yes, please." So she actually pushed my arm up so that essentially my arm was about where my forehead is and tilted it down a little. And she said, "Try to get the top of your head essentially into the top of the frame so that you're seeing your full face. And it's also angled a little bit down to you and you look up and directly into it and you smile." And it's the best selfie I took at any conference this year.
Wow.
So I think my first piece of advice is going to be try doing some different lives of yourself where you record with different hand positions for a minute or two and then go
Mhm.
look at it and see if that's the look that you want.
That's great. I'm gonna do
Because I
that.
think, I think that will help. And also, lighting is an issue and audio is an issue. So, wherever you're going to be doing this, if you can find a similar space and do some practice runs, that would help because then you're not doing it for the first time and are backlit, which most people end up being backlit without realizing it. And
Mhm.
then it throws off the colors and it throws off your brightness and it just makes everything kind of worse. Now, that's if you're planning on doing it just sort of rolling. Were you planning on using your phone? Did you want to get some serious equipment? What are your thoughts around that?
Well, initially, I would probably start with my phone, but I would like to graduate to the next level
Hmm.
because I really don't want. That's another thing that be like a hesitation is I want it to be done a certain way. So I want the lighting to be a certain way, and I don't know that the
Yeah.
camera, the cell phone, is going to give me exactly what I'm looking for. But sometimes you just have to launch things ugly, I guess, but not too ugly because I want people to be
Hmm.
able to see my clothing. But so I'm kind of torn between that. Like, should I wait and get some equipment, or should I just start where I am and use my phone?
Well, my suggestion would be to start and to do just small, some small test runs and then do a couple of lives have an energy and they have a connection and people love the
Mhm.
intimacy of it and the fact that it's something where if something goes wrong, something goes wrong. I mean, you're a teacher, you roll with what happens. So you've
Yeah.
already got the stagecraft of being able to go, "Oh, somebody's acting up.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
let's play and deal with it." Yeah. I mean, high school, you've got
Mhm.
that in spades. So I would say, get some make sure you have some decent lighting and be lit on both sides. Obviously, you already know fashion, you already know your colors, so wearing something that really looks, the best on you and reads really, really well on camera. And
Mhm.
then I'm not sure how it'll look, but you could experiment with the flipping the camera from facing out to facing in so that you could film your clothing and then flip
Mhm.
it around to you and then push it up a little bit and go, "Okay, this is what I'm doing," and have it be little quick, like 2-minute hits, just
Mhm.
little like sneak shots,
I like
because
that.
stuff like that, or just go ahead.
No, I'm saying I like that. That's a great idea.
Have you done any reels?
Oh, I do
Like
them all
anything
the
on
time.
Instagram?
I do them all the time. However,
Okay.
um, they are. I may just make my clothing come into the beat a different way. From the top, from the bottom to the side. Or if somebody sends me footage of themselves in my clothing, I will make it a part of the reel. So yeah, I do reels like
Mm.
almost every day. I need to do one today, but
Oh,
I haven't
wow.
done one yet. But yeah,
Really? Oh, that's
I do them
fantastic.
all the time. Thank you.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's definitely something that I certainly want to do more of, and that's wonderful. Yeah, if you get some little candid footage of you, the things that I found really engaging, and you'll have to kind of determine what your audience wants, but I love the behind the scenes
Mhm.
stuff. I love the look, I'm packing up,
Mm,
I'm heading off to the show. Oh, here we are and that kind of stuff and just little
mhm.
clips 15-second clips of that and then a montage of the photos might be really really
Yeah,
helpful, and then that's not a full commitment to live, but it gets you out there enough to get some traction.
that's a great idea. I've done a
So
little
I
bit
get
with. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
you've done, no, you've done a little bit with.
I've done a little bit of showing them when I'm on my way to the post office to make deliveries. I've done that.
Okay, and you said you have footage of people wearing your clothes.
Yes, just a couple, but I use it.
Okay.
I've used one over and
Okay.
over again because she's really popular. So,
So when you're going to be doing live events, what kind of settings is this going to be at?
oh, that's a great question. Well, I'm a really girly girl, and so I like the flowers, and like my truck is really gonna be what my personality is like. But it's like flowers. If you see my first photo shoot that I had for my truck, you'll see it's like I had like a floral picnic, and there was a birdcage chair that had flowers on the arch of it, and it was just and I had a vintage not I'm gonna say old a vintage sofa, and she was draped over it, and there was a vintage telephone. So I think I don't want to do the same thing every time, but I like when old school meets new school. That's kind of my style. So it would probably be a setting where it's really girly. It's kind of girly, but um, playful at the same time. Not uh, stuffy or boring. Yeah,
Okay.
that's how
Well,
I
I
would describe
think I think
it.
candids definitely will work well for you. You already have a leg up in that you don't have to get over public speaking. You already have presenting skills, so it's kind of the logistics.
Mhm.
And as always, have a backup plan. If because things always go wrong. I will say that as you start to get more sophisticated with your equipment, one of the things that is underestimated is how much really goes into getting a really good green screen. So if you
Mm,
decide to kind of go the full route of full video production, just be aware that it's really easy to do it and have it not quite work. So
Mm,
having it work really well is a pretty big commitment. So I would start with the casual and simple and the phone and kind of get your sea legs and get a feel for what you want to do and start incorporating things in pieces rather than doing sort of a big leap and a full commitment into the video production piece.
I
That's
love
my
that.
that's my suggestion.
I love that. I'm gonna do some footage
Especially
soon, hopefully.
good, good. Well, you're an entrepreneur and when did you start la- is it
Lady
Labat
It's Lady Party.
Lady Bartique. There we go. Okay. See, I
Yep.
wrote it down, and as soon as I'm looking at my handwriting, I'm like, I'm going to say that wrong. I am.
No, I
Lady
made that
Bartique.
word up.
Okay.
Lady Party.
I
So
love it.
I came up with it when I was in high school. That's how long this dream has been going on forever. But one day it's going to be like a department store with a boutique atmosphere. So I combined the department store with the boutique and came up with Lady Party.
Nice. Nice.
Thank you.
And when did you kind of kick off as an entrepreneur fully? Was that this year? Was it last year? Was it
Fully, it was this year in July, July 15th to
okay.
be exact. My
All
initial
right.
plan, my initial plan was to start with the mobile boutique, but my carpenter he fell ill. I was taking care of my dad for some years, so it kind of pushed everything on the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
But I just decided to launch online because you know time waits for no one. So I started to make my
Yes.
online presence known, and then it's just gonna have to work out. So the truck will be done prayerfully by January. That's what I'm hoping. But I still do events regardless. I pop up. I just haul and pop up. You know.
Okay.
So because the show must go on. So
Exactly. So when's your next pop-up?
my next pop up is going to be well, I have one that's kind of tentative. And I usually go to Trilogy Studios in Annapolis, Maryland. It's a day spa, and I pop up there. So I may pop up there this Saturday. I just have to confirm. Her name is Allison, and she's wonderful. She allows me to pop up there at least once a month. I just have to confirm that date because I know she's going out of town. But the next one I'm popping up on a regular basis, a consistent basis, is going to be at the Four Seasons in Georgetown in Washington D.C. for their holiday market. So I'll be there for the first three
Ooh.
weekends in December.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Four Seasons, Georgetown, DC in December. That
Yes, I'm
sounds
gonna be in one of their.
amazing.
I'm gonna be in one of their chalets.
Oh, I I've got to find a way to come down and see that. That's perfect. I've definitely got to come see that. So my suggestion for that is since it's DC and the chalet, oh yeah, I would get setting up footage, I would get travel footage, I would
Mhm.
get some shots of DC and some
Oh
just
yeah,
crowd event stuff and mix all that in and go really like old school 80s montage
yes.
and just go completely nuts with it. That's
Kirsten,
what
you
I would
make me
do.
so excited about this. I'm so excited. I'm pumped.
Good. Well, I can't wait to see this. This is going to be wonderful because I love it. Normally, when I'm talking with folks, it's the public speaking part, but in your case, it's the logistics around what you're going to do with it. And oh, you've got
Mhm.
so much you can play with. It's going to be great.
I'm excited. I'll keep you. I'll definitely keep you posted on how things are going. Definitely.
All right, fantastic. Well, I hear, and there we go. I hear my teenager in the background. So that's sort of a hint that we've come to the end of our time. But fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on and letting me have this conversation with you live and just have people kind of explore this with us as to, thinking about what you might want to do with your presenting and your, public displays of your work because art and fashion on the
Yes.
road. I love it. All right.
Thank you
Four
so
Seasons,
much.
Georgetown, DC, December.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We definitely need to get the word out about that because you need to have big crowds.
Yes. Thank you
Big
so much.
crowds.
Yes. And do you
All right.
now
Well,
you're
thank you
not
so much for coming on.
you're welcome.
So,
Thank you so
sorry again.
much. I was gonna say, should I give my name just so that they know? Well, I guess I did say it slowly. I said Lady Partique.
Yes. So Lady Partik and Kiva.
Yes.
Yes, perfect. All right. And where are you, like your website is?
It's www.ladypartique.com, and my Instagram is
Mhm.
Lady Partique. So that's LeDepartique.
Fantastic. All right. So everybody listening, go follow. And those of you that are listening, please, as always, come find us on LinkedIn in the Ongoing Mastery Presenting and Speaking group. And what I'd like you to do on this one, I'm going to ask you to give me your favorite concept for what kind of montage video that Kiva should make. What do you think the background music should be? Let's have that be the question for the week.
Oh,
Okay?
I love
And we'll go
that.
ahead and group and ask that and see what people come up with.
Yay!
All
Thank
right.
you
Thank
so
you so much for coming on. I really, really appreciate it.
much. I had a ball. Thank you so much. It was such an honor. Thank you so much.
All right. See everybody next week.